Morning, it's Tuesday, the 12th of November 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire, boys and girls. Couple of nice messages about the new music. You like the new music? Well, thank God for that. You know, yesterday I played it for the first time. No one even mentioned it. You can't. Sometimes you do things and think, well, why did I bother to do that? I think it was, who was it who said they liked it? Oh, I can't remember now. Oh, it was Ross Herndine, and I think it was one of the Mats as well. One of the Mats said they liked the new music. So I'm glad you do. Cold again outside this morning. Very cold outside, but very warm inside. Not only in temperature, but from my heart to your heart too. Or doesn't that make you all gushy this morning? Are you gushing? Are you gushing? If Maureen's with us this morning, as early as this, you got ticket number 5 from yesterday. A little message came in late on the text-in number yesterday, asking for a ticket. So Maureen, you got number 5. The numbers have gone low again because we've changed raffle tickets to blue. Very pretty blue raffle tickets this morning. Okay, so that's the colour they are now. I've also had a text from Big Joe, saying, just want to thank you for great bingo on Sunday. Loved it. And he's pleased that he won his pen, which may well be with you this morning. That may get to you this morning, Joe, or tomorrow. Okay, they all go off. Whenever someone wins something, it goes off fairly quickly, unless I'm up at the caravan, in which case you have to wait until the Saturday, okay? And we've only got today's show and tomorrow's show, and then I'm away for a week. Remember that, gang, so don't be searching for a show there. Mr. Chop Chop, I went to the ABBA Hotel for a job interview there. This is from Simon Keane. I was asked to perform under pressure, so I said no, but I do. An awesome Bohemian Rhapsody, they said. Don't ring us. Well, I ring you. Haste Manyama, baby. Oh, honestly, dear. And also he writes, with reference to the Sainsbury story about the chips, you mentioned sausages. Well, there's a very good comedy trio called Sausage. They are from Hull. Hully, the same place as Darren, your pal. I've been to Hull many times. Snoop a dog, make love to a pig nights the tower of an hour, but I've never ever seen any sausage. I've had plenty of cherry pie too. Simon, you'll have to do something with these jokes. They're getting bad, mate. We're not even getting them. They're so bad. It's not that they're not funny. I just read it and I think, what the hell was all that about? So can we have some decent jokes, please? Oh no, I wish I hadn't said that. Don't start sending jokes. Do not start, because I find most jokes extremely unfunny. Sometimes you walk away. Ray Reynolds is a good offender of that one, but he's not as bad as his mate David. David wasn't there last night, was he? David, who he basically, you can't have a conversation with David. He tries to turn every blooming you haven't seen, he's not a viewer of the show, but he tries to turn practically every single sentence that you're trying to talk to him into some sort of funny, and it just doesn't work on me, I'm afraid. I'm not a very easily amused person. Well, I am with 70s and 80s sitcoms on the telly, but not jokes. I'll be like, oh, Chris, can I tell you something? No, it's not. It won't be funny. It won't be funny. All right. So good morning to you, boys and girls. Who's with us nice and early today? Let's have a little quick look there. Good morning to Jason Hughes. Morning, Jason. Hello to Gary Butler. Morning, nephew. Morning, Mick Davenport, Brenda from Bristol in the house, Amelia Dodd, Jason Hughes, morning. You should all have your gifts, your prizes, either today or tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you get them this morning, because they went to the post office, what time did I get there? About 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I think I got there. Yeah, that's when I went to see me, I went to pick up my mate yesterday. My mate came over for lunch yesterday, right? Which he often does. But when I say he came up, I had to go and pick him up because his other half has got a bit of a problem with the car. Now, his other half's got one of them flash BMW type cars. Beautiful colour. And my mate's got a Mini. He's got a electric petrol Mini, so hybrid. He hardly puts any petrol in it, Hardly any petrol at all. I think it does about 30 miles on electric only, 35 miles, something like that, and he plugs that in. He's got a very long extension cable. He's lucky, actually. I can't do this because there's like a path and a road between my house and my garage. right? So if I wanted an electric plug-in car, either fully electric or hybrid electric, I've got a hybrid electric car, but it doesn't plug in. It charges as it goes along. He has a very long extension lead, which it comes. I think he's put a hole in the wall. I can't remember now. Or he might jam it under the door. I can't remember anyway, which you shouldn't really do with wires, but we all do it, right? I think it comes out the door, it's plugged into his electric, right? It goes down the back of the garden, and then if you go out of his little gate, there's kind of a path. There's 4 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And there's kind of this path there. So there's a bit of a path there, but then there's another fence, and there's other houses on the side. So that path is only those 4 houses. Yeah, get it? So he's just got the wire. I think he might have dug a little bit of a hole, and it goes under the ground, and then along the back of the fence, and then it comes out to a little car park area where the car park is only for those houses and anyone else that visits. I think there's 6 parking spaces altogether. Some of the houses have got 2 for some reason. He's only got 1. And he can park next to that fence, and he just plugs it in like that. Fantastic. Well, he hardly puts any petrol in that at all, especially when he's going around town. And I think he can do up to about 59 miles an hour on electric only. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I think sometimes he charges up at Waitrose because they've got electric thing there. And I think it's free. I can't remember if he pays anything for that one or not. Some you pay for and some are free. And it's very good. It's very good, this little electric Mini. As I say, I'd love an electric car, but I have nowhere to plug it in. Down here, there's you come out of my door, then there's a path, then you cross a road, and then, my garage is at least on the end, so it's the nearest one to my house. But I have to go across a path, so a wire, for me, would come out my house, go past 3 other houses, cross a road until it got in there. Well, it's not doable, is it? Unless you dig up the road. How much is that going to cost? And then I rung up the electric board, right? Southeastern, I think it is, do the network, isn't it? Southeastern do the network where I am in Bracknell. Rung them up. And they said, no, you'd have to have a new supply because there's no supply or something in the garage. How much is that? 4.5 grand. Bleed now. You must be joking. 4.5 grand they wanted to put a new electrical supply in there. Plus, of course, then you've got 2 meters. And you're thinking, well, that doesn't matter. Of course it does. That's 2 lots of standing charge. So that's not possible, is it? My friend Adam the plumber, he said, well, you could, I suppose, get someone to dig up that bit of road and put your wire in from your house. Whether that's legal or not, I don't know. And how much is that going to cost? See, they want us to go over to these electric cars. A lot of us. I can't be the only one. All these people around here, none of us have got, very few have got garages next to their house. They're all in blocks. And none of these blocks have got electric in them. There is a street lamp right outside my garage door, right? So I suppose I could ask the council, can you convert that lamp? But then what when someone else gets an electric car? Do you see what I mean? You better, someone's already plugged in. Well, you can't plug in then, can you? Not only that, it does require, electric cars require a decent amount of electricity coming down the line. I tell you that because up at the caravan, on a caravan site, you don't have that much electricity coming in. So it would take ever such a long time to charge up. Plus, you'd be right on the limit of what you can draw in from the electric. And if you start putting things on in the caravan as well, it trips a fuse. So it's just completely impossible. But he's got an electric a plug-in Mini, which is brilliant, actually. It's nice. So quiet as it comes around the corner as that. Anyway, so he's lent that car to his other half, Andy, right? Because Andy has got a screw in the tyre. That's what's wrong. There's a screw in the tyre. But being proper gays, which is what I'm not, I'm afraid. I'm not really a proper gay because I can change a tyre. They can't do it. Well, I think they convince themselves that they can't do it because they don't like to get their hands dirty. Oh, yeah, my mate. Oh, it's great. My mate, when he does gardening, out come rubber gloves and everything. A mask and a plastic sheeting goes everywhere. All he's doing is putting bulbs in. He's got gloves on and everything. I don't think they like to get their hands dirty. So, and they are waiting for someone to come round and do it. to change the tyre. I mean, for God's sake, man. Proper gays, they can't do it. We can't. Oh, what do? We got a flat tyre. Change the bloody wheel then, dear. Get on your hands and knees, get the other one out. Trouble is with a lot of modern cars, they don't have a proper spare tyre, do they? A lot of them have got like like this half-baked thing, which don't dare go over 50 mile an hour on that, or the thing will go bang. And some cars don't have one at all. My Yaris that I had before the RAV4, my RAV4's got one. It's got a proper full-size tyre underneath the, that thing in the back that you put cases and things, bags, shopping bags and things like that. So under that thing is a proper full-size tyre. Heavy, mind. It's a big wheel, heavy, but nevertheless, it's in there. On the Yaris, I never had one of those. I had this little bottle of rubber stuff, okay, and an electric pump thing, electric air pump. And there was it once or twice? I think maybe twice. On 2 occasions, I had a flat tyre, Usually when you come out of work, oh, God, 2 o'clock in the morning. In particular in Sydenham, which isn't necessarily a very nice area, Sydenham. I don't think it's not particularly a nice area. And I'm driving along the road. I'd left work. I was working, this is a few years back, 2 or 3 years ago now. I'd left work. My car was full of equipment, speakers, that sort of thing. And I thought, that don't feel right. Gone on the main road. I'm on a hill as well. Got out and had a look. Flat as a pancake, this blooming thing, weren't it? Oh, God, blimey, I thought. So I've got this bottle of stuff up, and you attach it to the... there's no spare tyre, see? You attach it to the thing, that air thing, valve. Attach it to the valve, and then you empty this stuff in, and then you attach this this electric pumping, which is ever so noisy, and it slowly pumps up the tyre. And then you're supposed to go to a garage, nearest garage, and then pump it up to the full capacity. And I think I'm right. Did it say to remove the nail or not? Yeah, I think you had to remove the nail. Do you remove the nail? I can't remember now. I'd have to look again at the instructions. But you put this stuff in, and you drive to a garage, and then pump it up to its capacity, and then take it easy on the way home. And then the next one, you don't find anyone coming out and doing tyres at that time in the morning. I suppose there must be some emergency people you can ring, 3 o'clock in the morning, I've got a bad tyre. Yeah, we'll come and do it, £500 please. It'd be a lot of money, wouldn't it? So better off. So I managed to get home, and then the next day I go to the tyre place. I usually go to Toyota for the tyres. I've only got a Toyota, So I have done that stuff myself. I did change once a tyre on a Land Rover. Years ago, I had lovely Defender, beautiful car, but very, very costly to run. Really expensive to run, really expensive to fill up with diesel at the time. I was a diesel vehicle, and noisy. But the noise didn't worry me. I love this car. I love this Defender. And once I was coming... it was a Christmas Eve, actually. Christmas Eve going into Christmas. It was Christmas Day, very early in the morning. About 3 o'clock in the morning. I was going to my sister's. And I'm in this Land Rover. And I've come around a corner too quickly in between 2 fields. There's nothing on the road. And some idiot has decided to put, what are they called? Not paving stones. Around the edge of the paving. What's that called now? Not gutter. You know what I mean? The thing. You got the paving stones, and then you got the things around the paving stones, and then the road. That thing there. Someone's put that around the corner. Well, I've hit this thing, and the wheel's gone bang, literally bang, like that. So I've got out. It's raining. It's pitch black. There's no street lamps, and there's no mobile phone signal. There wasn't at that time. And I thought, oh, God, what am I going to do? Well, just get on with it. No point sitting in the car waiting for something to happen, because nothing's going to happen. You've got to get on with it. Got out of the car. Eventually, it wasn't too bad getting the nuts off. And this thing's jacked up. You undo the nuts before you jack it up, you see. Otherwise, the wheel can just keep turning. And managed to... I'm pulling this wheel. Oh, it's coming off. And whoa! Oh my God, that's heavy. I had no idea how heavy these wheels were. All right? Thanks for your messages. I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls. Anyway, I managed to get that one. I'm getting a wet bum now, because I'm sitting on wet grass on this field. Got the other one off the back. I had trouble getting it off the back. You know, the wheels on these old Land Rovers are like an army type one, but new. The wheels on the Land Rovers are on the back there, so got that one off there. Oh my God, this is so heavy. And it was so difficult getting that wheel because of the weight and the size of it onto the wheel thing on the vehicle, you know, of the tyre wheel onto the wheel thing on the vehicle. I'm like this. I couldn't do it. In the end, what I had to do was sit on the floor, balance this blooming great big wheel with my two legs, and somehow, I don't know how I managed to do it, somehow lift it up with my legs and my hands and put it in, and I got it on. Oh, thank God for that. So I did it, done the nuts up, and off I went. You know, it took a while, but I managed to do it. Not my mate and his other half. Oh, no. Oh, no. We can't do a tyre. So apparently, I think he's coming today. You know, 2 days later, they're getting the tyre changed because they can't change a tyre. Or either that or they won't do it. One of the two. I'm not sure, because they're proper gays, you see. The gays don't do that, dear. I'm only in that movement because I fancy blokes instead of women. I don't really have that whole gay outlook on life, as you well know, boys. That's how I am, ladies. You know how it is. So that'll be done today. So I picked him up yesterday, and he came round for some lunch. And my mate, when he has lunch, he has to do the eggs himself. Oh, he can't fit in with everyone else. You know, he's got his own eggs. Brings out this pan, and I thought, that smells a bit burnt. He said, "Oh, I should have used the other pan." Let me tell you, that pan is as black as anything. It's not a non-stick one. It's just like a stainless steel thing. It's burnt now. It's already been through the dishwasher once. Okay, it's on again now as we speak, or at least as I speak. It's on now, the dishwasher, and I have a feeling it's gonna finish later on, and it's still gonna be black in the bottom. It's absolutely burnt on that. But he has to do it himself, dear. Has to have the beans in a certain way, has to have the chips in a certain way. He likes preferential treatment, even when he's sitting there on his own. It's not like there's anyone else there except me. Oh, so that was yesterday. The karaoke last night, well, what can I say? Fantastic night. Absolutely fantastic night at the karaoke last night. We had two groups of people. One was a birthday, and of course it was Mark Cording's birthday yesterday. He only comes about 3 times a year now, Mark. He used to come all the time. He comes about 3 times a year. So we had his birthday, which I didn't really know about until I got there. And another girl's birthday who we didn't know. But no one told me about the girl's birthday until this other girl got up and, she screeched, dear. "Oh, let's say happy birthday, everyone!" Oh, God's sake. But what a lovely crowd in there last night. It was a good night. It was a really good night. Not only that, Ray Reynolds bought me a lovely gift. Now, I can tell you what it is. It's like a Christmas jacket. I don't know if there's trousers in there as well. I haven't had a chance to look yet. But it's a beautiful Christmas jacket. I won't show it to you until we get into a sort of Christmas period in about in a month's time. How many weeks to Christmas? Can't be that long now. Let's have a look. What is it today? 20. So yeah. So I mean, today's the 19th. Yeah. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 weeks to Christmas. It's 5 weeks to Christmas. Oh, no, hang on a minute. What, is it 5? What's the date today? Oh, it's the 12th today. 6 weeks to Christmas. So 12, so that's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 weeks to Christmas. 6 weeks and 1 day to Christmas. You ready yet? It'd be Advent soon, wouldn't it? Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. Oh, I love that one. I shall be playing that one when I'm at the bottom of the church organ. Whether it's on my list or not, I shall change one of the hymns. So, as I say, great night at the karaoke last night. The best Monday I've been there for a long time, to be honest. What can happen to Mondays is that people do these damn depressing ballads. Not everyone. A couple of people in particular. You know what I mean. And even like... some of the rock ballads can be really depressing if they're not sung very well. I'm just trying to think. Guns N' Roses one. Is there a Guns N' Roses one? Oh, not Sweet Child of Mine. That's not a ballad. I think there's a Guns N' Roses one, which is, or a Bon Jovi, one of the two. And a Frankie Goes to Hollywood. The Power of Love. Oh, for God's sake. Awful. Awful. But we didn't have that last night, so it went very well indeed. Very well indeed. Came back here. Had some dinner. I had corn sausages. Quorn. Quorn. Corn sausages last night. A big heap of vegetables. And some potato, and I watched. I'm spending quite a bit of time searching YouTube videos actually for other chat shows like this. Can't find any. I think I found about 2 so far. With 3, there's my brother-in-law's one. There's a bloke I don't really watch it. He's very right wing. You know, he's very, very right wing. He's all about England and that's it. Hundreds of people watching him, hundreds. And there's another bloke we discovered in... Oh, where is he? Martin discovered him. I can't remember where he was. And so I watched possibly up... I think he's up north somewhere. And he does a show as well as a radio show. I think he might be on the radio up there as well. And that's about it. I can't find anyone else that does this sort of thing apart from those ones. So if you've got anyone that watches anything like that, do let us know. Send us an email, okay, to that address, and I can watch those. I came across what I think, I'm not 100% sure if it is or not, the new Sainsbury's Christmas advert, which is actually quite good. It's very Charles Dickensy. Don't know if it's been on the telly yet, but it's certainly up there on YouTube. So I think it's the Christmas ad. It wasn't titled Sainsbury's Christmas ad 2019. I just think it is. So when you get to see that one's quite nice. I've already seen 3 others. The Audi one featuring Kevin the Carrot again. Kevin the Carrot, which is very good. We like Kevin the Carrot. The Boots one, didn't like that at all. It's more like a Halloween ad. Oh, it was a Halloween ad. And what's the other one I didn't like? Boots. Oh, there's another one. Marks and Spencer's. Marks and Spencer's is about Christmas jumpers. The idea is there's a few Christmas trees, but the tune they've used is jump, 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 jump. You know, that very popular house tune. No, that's not doing it for me either, that one. But the Sainsbury's one and the Audi one, so far so good. Those 2. We are looking forward, of course, to the John Lewis one. The John Lewis one is the one to watch. There we are. Today, I must do some holiday stuff today. Got to finish packing cases. I found a hard case, which was in my garage, which I used to carry around wires in. So I'm going to get that out and see if the bread machine will fit in that, which I'm taking out to Cyprus. I've got an old bread machine. It's very expensive to buy bread in Cyprus. So my niece wants to make her own. So I'm taking that out to her because I don't use it anymore. You put on far too much weight with a bread machine. I've left it to the last minute. I haven't sorted out my passport. I know where that is. The tickets, of course, plane tickets now are on your phone. You know, so you can't really lose those. And my medical thing, you know, the what do you call it? The insurance, medical insurance, and a little bit of cash as well. But I use my card out there most of the time. The credit card I've got a nationwide credit card. They don't charge you that conversion, you know. Some places, most cards actually, when you use them abroad, you get whatever you paid, say £10 converted into dollars, plus, I don't know, 0.5% charge for the privilege of converting it to dollars. Nationwide don't do that. It's free. So something that's cost me €10 will cost me €10 back in English money, if you see what I mean. And that's my news so far today, boys and girls. Got lots of news stories. We've got the raffle coming through a little bit later on, boys and girls. Not the raffle. Be giving out raffle tickets a little bit later on. Meanwhile, let's say hello to some more of you. Good morning to Mikey Mike. Hello to you, sir. Michael Poleman in the house. Colin K. Hello. Yvonne Lemon. Amelia Dodd. Hello, dear. All right. Sean Pye. Hello. Tony King, good morning. Diane Jebb, hello. Fran Green. Lots of people asking for the raffle tickets. You should all have your reply to those emails now, my darling. Hello to Joanna. Not here yesterday, Joanna. I noticed that, darling. Your name was passed to me by someone. Your name was passed to me for someone yesterday. Okay. Morning, Joanna. Mandy Davenport, good morning. Hello to Claire. Good morning to Claire. Claire says, accidentally spoke to a snowflake this morning. Well, you don't want to do that, Claire. Don't speak to snowflakes. It's just a complete and utter waste of time. It really is. Morning, Chris. Accidentally spoke to a snowflake this morning down by the river. He didn't reply. Just looked at me and then went off to find a safe space. That's what they're like. They don't want to talk to you unless you're in their little bubble of a fence. I wonder what snowflakes talk to each other about when they're in their safe space, so to speak. What do they talk about? Do they talk about the latest thing that they've been offended by? I bet it's a really boring conversation talking to a load of snowflakes. It's got to be, isn't it? Oh, just a moment. Something happens there. Oh, no, that's okay. All right, that's okay. Sorry, I thought something had happened there. So, yes, don't talk to snowflakes, please. As soon as you find out someone's a snowflake, just walk away. Don't entertain their ideology or anything. Walk away from them as quickly as possible. Very important. Jason enjoyed the karaoke last night. Abby got her badge, yes. Roy Brownlow, I think it was Roy, I'm sure it was Roy, bought Abby a badge, one of our Super Chat badges. Here are the Super Chat badges. Whenever you send a Super Chat, you can get one of those. Okay. All right. And I presented to Abby on the stage last night, who wondered what it was, I think, to be honest. She's not on Facebook. I don't think she's on the internet, actually. She wondered what the hell it was. But thank you very much, Roy. Very kind of you to do such a thing. And don't forget, get your Super Chat badges in for Christmas, boys and girls. Just imagine going round to your... or if you've got your own children, little children, anyone like that, nieces, nephews, just imagine the look on their little faces, right? When they open that little Christmas box that you've purchased somewhere, only to find one of those. How happy would they be? These are available for Super Chats only. Any amount over £1 will get you, well, £1.50, please, because it costs £2, £1.7 to send the damn things. Each time one of those goes out, costs me probably about £2, I reckon. £2.20, £2.30. So there we are. That's one of those. You need these for Christmas. Get them quickly. There's only about 200 left. Hello to Jerry this morning. Oh, Amelia's going back to Ireland today. Have a safe trip. And the 40 Shades of Green. Have a nice trip, Mandy. Amelia, sorry, my darling. Good morning to Mick's Mowers in the house. Good morning, Mick. Welcome to Adrian Richardson, Sam458 in the house. Morning, young Sam. How's your property going? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Oh, bum. Sean, if you can wire fairy lights up around your caravan, you can easily wire a car to be plugged into your house. You have tools and a staple gun. You can't staple that wire outside people's houses, mate. I did think about just getting a large rubber mat and chucking it over the wire going across the road, but I think the kids round here would probably nick something like that. Wouldn't they? Oh dear. Mick, get a hamster in a wheel with an alternator attached to it. Very good idea. Good idea for people that want to lose weight. I could advertise that as a weight loss thing, Mick. I could have a large wheel outside, lose weight here, jump in and run. Mick, they have problems having 4 nuts in one hand. I don't. Oh, I've had so much more. No, it doesn't matter. Let's scroll down. Good morning to Ian Days. Morning, Ian. I'd rather my Defender than this electric car. Have you got a Defender, Ian? Oh, I had three in a row. I just got fed up paying out for them. And not because they were going wrong particularly. They were just so expensive to run. Ian, do you do your own servicing? You see, because I used to go into the Land Rover garage and have the servicing done. Oh my God, it was so expensive. So expensive. Not only that, but of course they drink petrol or diesel, as you well know. Have they got an electric one out? Or they must be bringing out an electric hybrid Land Rover soon, I would imagine. In fact, there's a little Land Rover story here this morning, which I pulled up. Funny you should say that. It's in this morning's Sun. And Posh Flop. A £63,000, of course, a lot of people call them Chelsea tractors, don't they? A £63,000 Chelsea tractor has been named Britain's most unreliable car. It's not a Defender. The Range Rover Sport scored just 1 star out of 5 for reliability in motors less than 3 years old in a survey by which? Well, I mean, why would you want one of those? And you see them, don't you? You see them tearing along the road. Flash. Well, they keep breaking down. It found, right, as a percentage, what do you reckon? It found 42% of owners had taken the car to a garage in the past 12 months with problems ranging from the onboard computer to suspension issues. This is the thing. As cars get more and more complicated, you know, there's more and more to go wrong, isn't there? Look at my Toyota are known as very reliable cars, as indeed are Honda, the Jap ones. The Jap ones are known as very reliable cars. Here we go. High-tech extras make it attractive to many middle-class city motorists, but they are also the main source of faults, the study has said. These include the built-in sat-nav. Now, I haven't got a built-in sat-nav on my car. I've had it with two of my Toyotas, and quite frankly, it's useless. It will get you from A to B, but it just doesn't seem to see the traffic. I mean, it really doesn't. The sat-nav I use is Waze, W-A-Z-E, which is free. And I find it very good. Very good. If there's traffic somewhere, it will see it and try and route you around it. Sometimes it's not possible to do that because the traffic is everywhere. Take, for example, any of my trips going from Bracknell to King's Cross on any day of the week. You know, I guarantee you I will get stuck somewhere. Maybe not Christmas Day. That's about it. Terrible. It just is chock-a-block. The sat-navs on the car, they just weren't up to the job. And they say, well, they're run by TomTom or whoever this is. I can't remember who it was now. That comes up on the screen in the middle of the car. No, absolutely useless. So this time it came along. Do you want sat-nav? No, thanks. Oh, well, it comes up. No, I've got it on the phone now. Well, don't you want it? No, I've got it on the phone. It's free of charge. Why would I pay you £500 for a blooming sat-nav when I've got one on the phone for nothing? No. No, thank you. Can I have the £500 instead? No. You have to have something else, you see. The main sorts of faults include the built-in sat-nav, connectivity, I suppose between the mobile phone and the car, dashboard displays, parking sensors. My mate had a lot of trouble with parking sensors on his Audi. Constantly having trouble with that. And the onboard camera, all needing repair over the past year. Well, I've got all of those things except the sat-nav. On my Toyota, but no problem really. Not on any of the Toyotas I've had. Land Rover stablemate, the Discovery Sport, joined it at the bottom of the table of reliable cars, which said if reliability is high on your agenda, a survey suggests avoiding the Range Rover Sport. It's the second year running. They don't learn, do they? Wouldn't you think someone at Land Rover would have seen that report and say, we need to work on this? No. Second year running, they've won that award. Most unreliable car. The Land Rover Discovery Sport is twice as likely to need a trip to the garage than the average car. Which added, got an eye on a new Discovery Sport? If so, you might want to see if your repair garage has some sort of loyalty scheme. Because you're probably going to be spending a lot of time there. And that's the story there. I had a couple of little issues with my... sorry, why have I got that YouTube address up there? I had a couple of little issues with my Land Rover Defenders, but nothing really to write home to, really. You know, one of the issues was the jets got blocked up. That's only because I was putting in blooming chip oil. Well, I read somewhere on the internet, and I'm going back here about 20 years now. I was literally buying cooking oil out of Sainsbury's and putting it in. Well, it blocked all the jets up, didn't it? It cost me 300 quid, that. Serves me right. Let's have a look there. Jason, you leave the with that tyre thing, you leave the object in the tyre. the slime sticks to it and is meant to seal the hole temporarily, which it did very well, actually, Jason. That did work. It's okay to use unless you hit the sidewalk and then you're in trouble, yeah. So there we are. Morning to Paul and Lou. Good morning to you. Yvonne, the water level at the river has dropped at the moment. I haven't checked it today. Shall I check it today? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what the water level is like at the caravan. One moment, please. Trying to connect you. Oh, I've got to find it now. Oh, there it is. 1 minute. Click that there. So it was down. It was down last night. Let's have a look now. What's it like now? Oh, it's going up again. 2.74 metres. 2.764 metres. Rising. So it's going up again. And that was done this morning at 6 o'clock. We're keeping a very close eye on the river Witham, where my caravan is there. Jason, Ian in the... you talk... Ian in the shed. Who's Ian in the shed? Would come round and short your electricity supply out to your garage. Mick, I don't know what that is. Ian in the shed. Is that a little thing that you know about and I don't? Morning to John Aitken. Morning, John, who's bought his Christmas cards for his family and friends and a Galaxy Advent calendar. Oh, I've got a suitcase full of Advent calendars. 4 of them to take over to Cyprus. That's what I mean. I've got no room for clothes. All I've got is 1 spare pair of knickers in there. That's it. Pink frilly ones, if you're interested. Anyone want me to wear my pink frilly knickers on tomorrow's show? Perhaps. Morning to Mark Bowles. Isn't that funny how I mentioned that? And then Mark Bowles is the next name that comes up. Because he's into all that sort of stuff. I shouldn't tell you. Fishnet stockings, short skirts. He's into all of it. Oh, the private messages that comes from that boy while he's texting me on his phone while his missus is sitting next to him on the settee. Shocking how some people carry on. You know, I won't get involved with married men at all. I'm sorry. Or you know, not necessarily married, but, you know, practically married. I won't get involved with them at all. I'm sorry. I've had them come round here. Married men banging on my door like that. And I'm sorry, I will not have anything to do with it. After 2 hours, I send them straight home to their wives. I won't have anything to do with them at all, dear. No, absolutely not. Channel 5 are doing Christmas films every day. Yes, we were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? Oh, I do like a Christmas film, actually. I do, actually. The American ones, and they're all the same story, aren't they? You know, without making light of things, it'll be like either a sick child is on his way, you know, to the grave or something, and Father Christmas comes, or something like that, or a couple break up and they get back together for Christmas Day. It's all the same story, but with different characters. But I love them. I love them. The feel-good factor, and then it's always a happy ending. I do like Christmas films. I do like them. There's 2 M&S Christmas ads. Oh, is there? I've only seen the jumper one so far. And that's to advertise the Christmas jumper days. I've got Christmas jumpers. I've got about 5 of them. And I've had them for years. I don't buy them anymore. Once you've got one of these things, you wear it. No, you'll see them come out at Christmas. I wear them every Christmas. Exactly the same ones. I got them from Primark years ago. £10 each. My God, I remember going in Primark for those. Now, which one was it? Actually, I think it was in Boston. Either in Boston or Lincoln when I was up north. I went in and got these Christmas jumpers, and literally they were flying off the shelves, right? So there were people with boxes standing next to the shelf, and as they were putting them on, they were going. People were just grabbing them as quickly as possible. Now we're restocking the shelves every few minutes with these Christmas jumpers. Wonderful. Wonderful. We do like it makes it feel good, doesn't it, wearing one of those. Good morning to Joseph McDonald. Welcome to the show, Joseph. Alan Wainwright. Good morning, Wainwright. Port and Lou have had snowflakes on Sky News this morning. Have they? Well, I'm surprised that old piece of baggage, Kay Burley, let them get away with the stuff that they come out with. She's on in the mornings now, isn't she? Christ, there's a good excuse not to bother getting up anymore until she's finished. Fortunately, we have the other side. BBC Breakfast is the one I like in the morning. Joe goes swimming every day at 6:30 in the morning. Lots of snowflakes in the sauna, and they just talk about themselves and Jeremy Corbyn. Dirty old tramp that is, dear. I'm sorry. The BBC made a bit of a muck-up, didn't they? Did you see that in the papers? Apparently, they were showing... I don't know how you would do that. How do you muck up something like what happened? It was a video or a picture, one of the two, of our illustrious Prime Minister Boris Johnson laying the wreath at the cenotaph, except it was 2 years old. How do you make that mistake? I mean, it doesn't look like it. I have to say, I saw Boris Johnson. He was at the Festival of Remembrance at the Royal Albert Hall, which was shown on BBC One Colour on Saturday night. He was looking really tired and haggard, wasn't he? I think that job is. I mean, the same was said with Theresa May. Theresa May, by the end of it, she looked really old and tired. More recently, I've seen her on the Parliament thing. I watch her sometimes, and she's done a couple of speeches, hasn't she? Or a couple of questions, or whatever it was. And she's looking better. Same with Tony Blair. If you look at him before he started becoming Prime Minister, and that 10 years later, my God, the change. He looks like something out of a Halloween programme now, doesn't he? I do wish he'd go away, though. He's had his turn. Let someone else do it now. Let's just scroll down a little bit there, my darlings. Snowflakes don't talk to each other. They just use jazz hands. You're right, Mandy. Like that. I can't stand them. I'm sorry. I said this to you on the show the other day. I look around sometimes. I don't like any of you in here. Oh, dear. Amelia's going to send us a picture of her and her hat on. Oh, yeah, I could have sent it to Joey, couldn't I, Amelia? That would have saved me about £3. Why didn't you tell me to send it there, dear? Oh, he might have nicked it off you, mightn't he? Is it easier other half, isn't he? Good morning to Martin. Can't send many messages. Oh, Martin's had the, that's my brother-in-law retro store there. He does his show on Saturday morning, live show Saturday mornings at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And also the restoring videos and all that of wonderful little things that he does. And he's had internet problems at his house. And he had the BT bloke round there yesterday. Basically speed. He's half the speed he should have. Anyway, so the BT bloke's been round there, and it turns out, and it's very bad signal in the house. My sister's got this habit of walking. She doesn't learn. Right? If she leaves her phone in a certain place where we're having a WhatsApp video call, it kind of works. But no, she picks it up and starts wandering all over the place, and then we lose the connection. And I don't know what happened there. Well, the reason is the signal's not very good in the house. The BT bloke has now told him it's the position of the router in the house. Okay, so he's got to move it, and I think the bloke has suggested to put it in the hallway, which is all easier said than done. Okay, because like me, Martin does a lot of stuff on the computer, right? And he's plugged directly into the router rather than using the Wi-Fi. It's the same for me. You know, this computer, and the same in the caravan as well. The computer I'm talking to you on, and all the computers, there's only two. I say all of them, two. The two computers in here are plugged directly into the router, which just happens to be over there on the left, on the right. It's not far. It's 3 feet away, 4 feet away from me. That's all. Okay, so that's quite easy for me, and it works in here. The signal, the Wi-Fi signal, also goes all over the house, so that's good. Unfortunately, it's not like that for Martin. He has a much bigger house than I do, and the Wi-Fi just doesn't reach parts of the house very well, really. So I think some time ago, BT sent them these circle things, discs, and he's got one in the hall. I don't know if there's another one somewhere. I remember there's one in the hallway, which have made barely any difference at all. Or another bloke says he's got to move the router. So he moved the router to the hallway, which I think has been done already, to plug it into a different, the main socket, rather than an extension socket. So it's now plugged into the main socket. But of course, he's got to run all these new wires. And, you know, unfortunately, with places going like Maplins, I mean, Maplins were always very expensive, weren't they, for stuff? I mean, they were expensive. Let me have my pills. You know, if you wanted something, you could just jump in your car or maybe walk if you had one close enough to you, or cycle, down to Maplins and get that socket, wire, electrical component, CB radio there and then. We can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore because they went bust. So now, anything like that now, you've got to kind of order it online, haven't you? Amazon or something like that, which is much cheaper, but you can't do it now. That's the sort of thing, and Martin's probably the same as me, when you get something that you want to be fixed and you can't do it because you can't get the bit until it gets sent to you in the post. Most annoying, but that's how it is. So he's had the BT bloke in there all day yesterday, and a few other little bits and pieces testing his patience. Thank you, Sam. I'm glad you're well there. Let's have a look. Mark Bowles says, you don't complain, Chris. Never do I complain, dear. Never, ever do I complain. You know that. John, we're going to see the last Christmas movie at the weekend, taking a box of tissues. Yeah, well, it's not about George Michael's life, is it? It's just his music, isn't it? So I don't know about that one. Let me know what you think, John. I'd like to know what you think on that one. And I do like to go to the cinema now and again. I usually go on my own to the cinema. Last time I went... Oh, it was with Tom, wasn't it? Tom Edwards. We went to see the Judy film, which was just excellent. She needs to win an award for that, absolutely. Yvonne loves Christmas films as well. Yes, we love Christmas films. We do. Darren Litton, good morning, Darren. Now, which part of the world are you speaking to today? Which one of your properties are you speaking to today, darling? Are you speaking from your lush villa in Spain somewhere? Eh? Or your large stately home in Buckinghamshire? Or is it the council flat in Camden? Where are you today? Morning, young Darren. Morning to you, sir. Are we having another series of Scarborough, please? We need another series of Scarborough. We want to know if you're dead or not, basically. Because you died. It looked like you were dead in the last one, dear. Will you be coming alive again, or have you actually died in that programme? Or just your career? Which is it? Morning to you, Darren. Let's have a look. You're asking him there as well. Yes. Oh, it's not. So he hopes so. Okay, so we haven't had that confetti. Yeah, well, we hope so as well, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Just as good as the other stuff you did. Fantastic. Let me just scroll. Spain today. I was in Spain today. See, it's all over the world, dear. International. Although I'm more international than you. I will be this week, Darren. I'm off to Cyprus. Yes, and I shall be staying on the RAF base there in a little bungalow. £30 a night. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Adrian thinks the Queen is giving me evil eyes. Well, she's always like that, Adrian. You must have noticed that pose doesn't actually change because it's a picture. It's not actually the Queen standing there. I don't know if you've noticed that, Adrian. It's not actually the Queen standing there, all right? Morning to Simon Steele. Good morning, Simon. Can you send me some winning bingo tickets next time? I'm fed up with not winning. Well, don't play then. Don't play. It's all about the fun, dear. All about the fun. Are you thinking of daily vlog? Oh, you're talking to Darren. Darren, why don't you do a daily vlog? I think you should do a little daily vlog, something like that, eh? It'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Right, now, what have we got here? Some more stories. I've got to say, I was looking on the BBC News site this morning. Oh, BBC, hang on a minute. We get down on two knees. Thank you, Lord, for the BBC. Thank you. We all must do that when we say the words BBC in future. And there's a fake media thing. The story goes on. You have a look on the BBC news site for this. A fake social media video where Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn endorse each other for Prime Minister has been posted online to show the potential of so-called deep fake videos to undermine democracy. The video, by research organisation Future Advocacy, I think it uses artificial intelligence and an impressionist to make the candidates' clips appear as real as possible. Now, I've watched this. It's very good. It's really good, and some of the stuff they're saying, they are uplifting each other on there. Always a bit of breaking news coming through here. The Labour Party says it's experienced sophisticated and large-scale cyber attack on its digital platforms. Oh, that'd be Boris. No, he's always mucking around with that Instagram, and he... Why do I find this stuff funny? This is very serious. Very serious. That's Boris, that is. He's sitting there on Instagram. He's probably got in his little office with a joystick there, changing things, isn't he? Anyway, back to this story. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of this video, about the first minute or so. It's really good. You're hard pushed to tell that is actually not Jeremy Corbyn and not Boris Johnson saying the things that they are saying. And they uplift each other. Boris is telling you to vote for Jeremy, and Jeremy's telling you to vote for... This is very worrying. All this digital stuff. I think there's been... wasn't there a film out? No, hang on a minute. It's a TV series. Yeah, BBC One Colour. TV series. I don't know if you saw it. It was about that army boy who had supposedly shot a member of the Taliban in Afghanistan, or one of those countries where the Taliban is. And they were trying to do him for it. And it was all this artificial intelligence, just like that. And you could see the camera and various things happening, but they didn't actually happen like that, in that order. And they found this organisation some way of doctoring not only recorded videos, but live videos as well. They'd kind of take this live feed out and put their own feed in. And it looked, if you was like a policeman or someone like that watching these computer screens, it looked like that was actually happening. Well, they can do this. This can be done now. This isn't in the future. This is being done now. And someone's done this with the fake thing of Jeremy Corbyn and Boris Johnson. And it's really good. It's not good. That's an incorrect thing to say. It's not good. It's done really well. But you see, anyone could do this. You know, someone, while I'm on holiday, could pretend to be me. And I could be on here upsetting all sorts of people, even more than I do now. Swearing and being vile about people. But it wouldn't actually be me. Very, very clever what they can do now. But also very worrying, I think. Very, very worrying at all. Paul and Lou, Jeremy's old Nokia 3310 must have been hacked. Sam, oh, it's me. Am I thinking of daily vlogging? Well, I do it already, don't I? This is a vlog. It's a vlog. It's a little bit. I like to think this is a little bit more than a vlog. We do little bits of news stories and things like that, don't we? What are you going to do for a week, Mick? Well, you could watch old videos, dear, old ones of me. Go back to the early ones. They're awful. Even worse than these ones. Simon wants to know, am I real or artificially generated? I think I'm probably artificially generated. I needed to be artificially generated when I got out of the bed this morning. Oh, I didn't want to get up this morning. It was about, what time? I got up a little bit later today, 8 o'clock. Now, here's the weird thing, right? As you know, usually at this time during the week, I'm up at the Caravan. I mean, our Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, as you well know, right? Okay? So I leave the pub at round about... I'm in the car very quickly. I'm in the car around about... Oh, sorry, I just kicked the bucket. I'm in the car usually at about 10 past 11. So karaoke finishes just before 11, actually. I'm in the car by 10 past 11. I'm on my way, right? You know what sort of driver. I've no reason to lie to you. I'm a fairly easy driver. I take it easy. I will go to speed limit. Going up there, maybe a little bit more, but not mad. Not mad, okay? So I get at my Caravan round about 1:40, 1:45. That's the normal time for me to get there. If there's a diversion, can go to 2:15. Usually round about 1:45, as long as the A1M isn't closed. And the thing is with the A1M, it closes at a certain point at 12 o'clock. And I just cannot get there for 12 o'clock. I usually get to that point at about 10 past 12, so I've just missed it. Can't get there without going way over the speed limit. And it doesn't matter anyway. There's nothing to rush for. That's why usually on the Tuesday your show's a little bit later, because I've got to bed late, right? So I'll get there about 1:45, and by the time I'll do something to eat, bring me a couple of bags in, have a cup of tea, and go to bed, usually round about 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay? If I come home here, right, it still takes an hour and a half. hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half to get back here. That's because I take it very easy coming back here because I know I've only got 30 miles to do. So I'm on the motorway, 55 mile an hour. That's what I'm quite happy doing on the short journey. 55 mile an hour, I'm on the inside lane, watching the idiots tear past you at 120 mile an hour, whatever they're doing. Stupid people, just waiting for an accident. I'm over on that side. And I get back here last night, round about 12:30, 12:40. Well, see, that's only an hour less than what it takes me to go up north because there's not so many lights. I get quite a lot of lights as I'm coming from North London to West London. If I'm going up north, okay, I get on that sort of north circuit fairly quickly. A little bit round, just a very short bit of me drive is around the North Circle and I go up the A1M. And it's like only an hour's difference. And last night, so I've had my dinner, watched a bit of the telly, of the YouTube I told you about, looking for a few chat shows. Can't remember what I watched now. And then I think I did something. I can't remember what I did now. I got into bed. I just put the news on the telly, so I'm watching a bit of news. And I looked at the clock, right? Well, it was 3:15. So it's the weirdest thing. Here, I'm only 35 mile away here from King's Cross. The Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex is 140 mile an hour. And yet, when I come back here, I go to bed later than I do at the caravan. How weird is that? So it's, when you say it's like 150 miles, 140 miles, it's actually not that much difference in time at all. It really isn't. Let's have a look there. Simon, not Chris Reardon, middle lane higher. Nope, not middle lane. I'm not a middle lane hogger. Absolutely not, Simon. No, I'm on the slow lane. What I don't understand is that lorries come right behind you in the slow lane, right up to the back, up to your rear end, and flash their lights. 2 other lanes free. Go round. The amount of people that flash their lights when you're on that inside lane. Why can't they go round? Oh, you know who are good at that? The Uber drivers in their Priuses. You're sitting at traffic lights, in particular in London this is, not that many of them stop. Again, several people are just not stopping at red lights anymore. Anyone else notice that? It's really bad in London. Seriously, seconds past. It doesn't go like green, yellow, red, and then quickly someone goes across. No, it goes green, yellow, red, 1, 2, 5 seconds pass and a car comes through. Bloody idiots. Idiots. And these people just don't seem to get nicked. I don't get it. There's no way I would go for a red light. Absolutely no way. You don't know what's coming the other way. They tear through these blooming lights. And you can be at like the front, and the lights go like they're like red. And then it goes yellow. And the Prius behind you is flashing its lights. Well, of course, that makes me not want to go. And I sit there, they go red, yellow, green. Okay. Right, I'll go now. And they're flashing away behind you. Absolutely no patience at all. Dreadful people. Thank you, Yvonne's wishing me a happy holiday. Thank you very much. Jason's auntie's birthday today. Can you give her a shout out? No. No, I can't give her a shout out, Jason. Don't want to. Especially with a name like that. Mick, are we going to be having videos in Cyprus? Maybe not. Sometimes, Mick, I've found over the years that, and I have done loads of holiday videos before, in particular with my nephew, when I've been to Florida and Vegas with him. We did virtually every day. But I do find sometimes you spend so much time concentrating on making videos that you lose the holiday. Do you see what I mean? So there might be 1 or 2. I can't promise anything, all right? Sean is used to people flashing the lights normally in a dodgy car park at night. Oh, you go there as well, do you? Don't tell your missus, mate. Did I see anything else there? What's Mick, is Gary or Jimmy going to do your show, Chris? Jimmy's might be adult only, though. Jimmy's no interest in doing videos at all. No, when he was very little, I think about 10 or 11 years old. Him and his friend. Now, what was his friend's name? He had a little, little friends, and they came round and they started this camera out, and he did a couple of little videos on with his friend and one on his own. And I always remember there was one video that was uploaded, and it starts saying, "Hello, I'm back again." But he's no interested in doing that now, Jimmy. What have we got here? Cats. Cats. I love this story in the Daily Mirror this morning. A cat named Quilty, that's a nice name for a cat, Quilty, has been sentenced to solitary confinement for continually letting other cats out of their enclosures at his shelter after multiple warnings found to curb the problem. The serial offender was caught by staff at Friends for Life Animal Rescue and Adoption Organisation, jailbreaking other cats out of the senior room repeatedly several times a day. We love cats. I absolutely love. We've got a cat abuser at the moment in Bracknell. Yeah, people are finding their cats. I don't need to tell you, do I? Hurt. Just why someone. I don't understand people. There's some really, really sick people in this world. And why you would... it always worried me, because cats, you can't keep them in. I mean, I don't think cats really should be in people's with flats and things like that. They like to go out. And they travel long distances, cats. And I've got two that come past me. Unfortunately, they're not unfriendly. They just don't want to come over to you. They've obviously been taught to avoid people, which is fine. And I so love it when you see a cat, and I don't go towards the cat. The cat needs to come to you. It has to choose you. And it's wonderful when you see a little cat or a kitten. And then I'm usually on my bike, and I'll get down off my bike. Hello. I'll get down on my hands and think, hello. And put my hand up. And if it comes towards you, that is such a nice feeling. But they don't all do that. The two that come past is actually my friend owns them. Phil. He does a lot of car repairs and all that, as favours and things like that. And he's got a jet black. Black cats are beautiful. People won't have black cats. Will they? Did you see that story some time ago? Because they don't look good in photos. I mean, people are just awful. People are just awful. Black cats are so beautiful. They really are. I had a lodger here about 25 years ago. He had a black cat called Khan. Oh, Prince of Darkness. He was beautiful. So friendly. And to get down on your hands and knees and for a cat to choose to walk over to you and then rub itself. I love them. I love cats. Unfortunately, if you are a dodgy person, although I like to think that most cats would know, then that can happen, and then someone would do something terrible to them. Awful. Anyway, back to this cat story. This cat, Quilty, has also had a checkered past of consistent offending after staff at the shelter discovered he used to let his dog sibling into the house at his old home. After an online campaign was launched to free Quilty, the shelter said that his review with the parole board had failed but released himself anyway before returning to solitary confinement. The shelter said, Quilty will not be contained and he has no shame. Quilty loves to let cats out of the senior room repeatedly several times a day. We have since Quilty proofed the cat room when he took a brief hiatus in the lobby. His roommates missed him while he was banished to the lobby. They enjoyed their nighttime escapades around the shelter. The staff did, however, not miss the morning cat wrangling. So we'll just have to disagree there. So this cat was letting the other cats out of the room. Jailbreaking the other cats. I love it. God, there's such wonderful personality. If you've got a cat, I'm very jealous. I can't really have a cat or any animal because I get allergic and all this. If I stroke, it happened to my mate's dog last night. The manager of Central Station has got this lovely black dog called Barry. Barry the dog. And it's so friendly. It's it's so friendly, and it wants to be stroked and to lick you and to love you. And I started stroking it with that. Although I know about this, I still do it. I start stroking the cat and all this, the dog. And that's why. So I'm doing my karaoke, and suddenly my arms go, why is that getting itchy? It takes me a while to sort of put to, Christ, I've stroked the dog. And I have to immediately, well, actually, by then, it's too late. It's too late. So I have to go immediately over to the sink and wash my hands. Because it all comes up in white bubbles. Like my skin comes up in white bubbles. Same with cats. And they really do affect my breathing in my sister's house. If a dog has been sitting in the area that I'm sitting, and I have to leave the house in the end, it gets that bad. And it's only animal hair, cats and dogs. Awful. But I can stroke one and then wash my hands. That works. But if I was to touch my eye, oh my God, it's awful. So I'm actually allergic, and I would love another cat, but not one of those things that I can do, unfortunately. Thank you, Paul and Lou. I think you did a little job for me there, didn't you? Thank you. Where are we now? Oh, it's scrolling down there. Fran loves cats too. Have you got a cat, Fran? My mate's got 5. I go round there and I see them. That's okay, popping in there for a little while. Actually, cat fur doesn't seem to affect me more than as much as dog fur for some reason. He's got 5. One's a new one, Chanel, beautiful white cat with a little bit of grey on its there. Little bit of grey there has got. But it's a bit nervous at the moment of me. It won't come to me at the moment. In fact, I get there and it hides immediately. Probably thinks I'm going to eat it. Something like that. There's 2 ginger ones. One's had an enormous amount of money spent on him this year. £8,000. He had a brain tumour, which went to this special veterinary hospital. I think somewhere around the M25, proper hospital it was. It cost them £8,000, but it's still here. They did the operation and it recovered. It went into a little bit of a relapse. Something happened to the wound, so they had to go back again. But nevertheless, it's still here. His name is Vuitton. His brother is called Louis, friendly cat. And then they have Lauren, who's a little tabby. And then there's Ralph, and you shouldn't really have a favourite one, but my favourite one is Ralph. He's big. Very friendly towards me anyway. He's got the most beautiful blue eyes. None of these cats will sit on your lap, though. I don't know why. They're not lap cats at all. They don't sort of jump up on your lap or anything like that. But if I go to Ralph, and as I say, he's a big cat, you wouldn't want to upset him. Okay? He's never attacked me or anything. He has attacked other people. Some bloke was round there, I think he'd been to fix the boiler or something like that. I said, isn't that a nice cat? And he put his hand down too quick. Well, it bit him. Good. I'm very wary of animals, and I'll, all right, Ralph. And one eye, it's ever such a lazy cat. It spends days sleeping in the same place. And, Ralph, an eye opens like that, doesn't it? And I'll put my hand a little bit closer, and then if it starts and it moves, it's as a quick, and then I'll stroke it, and then it gets up, and the tail goes up. Oh, he's lovely, Ralph, but a big cat. You would come off very badly if you ever had a fight with it. Yeah, sometimes humans and cats, sometimes you have a little bit of a row, and the cat will lash out. You would not want Ralph to lash out at you, but he's my favourite one. He's my favourite. Shouldn't have favourites, should you really? Yvonne, black cats are lucky. Are they? Okay. You shouldn't have one walk in front of you, should you, or something like that. Know what me in they pick. For some reason, I'm so upset. No, try that again, Adrian. Know what me in they pick. Try that again, mate. Don't understand that. Sean's got 2 cats. One of them's got 3 legs. We call him Tripod. Stop that, Sean. Tripod the cat. Some of them, it's amazing, actually, animals, they lose a limb or an eye or something like that, and they carry on, don't they? Marvellous. Mandy, a little stray cat, Patch the cat, was left behind by our owners. So we took her in, and she's never left. Love it. I love it. Mandy. Oh, Mandy, our three-legged wonder was called Norton. Norton the three-legged wonder. Yvonne, my brother had a pure white cat, Snowballs. Yeah, one of my neighbours had a white cat. I can't remember what his name was. It was ever so loud. It was deaf. This cat was deaf, but very, very vocal. It was really friendly. It was beautiful, this white cat. Absolutely stunning cat, all furry. So I can't remember what happened to him. Yvonne, where are we now? Yvonne, there we are. Mikey Mike is demanding raffle. You can wait your time. It'll be raffle time when I decide, Mikey Mike, not when you demand it. I could talk for another 2 hours. Go if you want. If you can't be bothered to stay, go, dear. Rude. Raffle time. It's raffle time when I decide raffle time, dear. Fran, she hasn't got a cat at the moment. My stepmom's Manx cats. Oh, wait, let me have a look at a Manx cat. Is it the sort of cat I think? Manx cats. Are they big? Oh, look at them. Oh, domestic cat originating on the Isle of Man. Oh, yeah, with no tail. Is it the one with no tail? Do they have no tail, or does someone come and cut them off? Why would you cut a cat's? Why does that happen? Or do they have no tail? Someone will have to correct me with that one because I don't know. Morning to LaBelle. Hello, darling. Morning, LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed rosebud. Oh, rosebud. That doesn't mean something else, doesn't it? Rosebud of magic is here for you this morning. Morning to you. Yvonne, my mum's got a cat called Socks. She's got no tail. Send us a picture. I love cats. Yeah, Fran, yes. Yes to what, darling? Sorry, yes. What have I said that you're saying yes? Sometimes people, not your fault, type in, you must understand there's a delay between what I say and when you see it, about 15 seconds. So I've moved on to some. So sometimes people put a yes or a no. I don't know what they're replying to. Sorry. Mandy, Yvonne, I had a white cat with odd eyes. One was blue and one was green. Oh, wow. Adrian, no one want me in the pictures as well. I'm so upset. I don't get you, Adrian. Try again. Sorry, I don't. What does that mean? No one want me in the pictures as well. I am so upset. Try it once more, darling. Okay? I don't know what you're saying there. LaBelle had a white Persian. He and my dog must have switched brains. The dog was totally a cat and the cat was a true dog. Oh, we see that, don't we? We see that. Thank you, Fran. Those cats are born with actually, they don't have a tail. Oh, thank God for that. I thought they were cut off for some sort of, the way someone, because people do things to animals because they want to change the way they look. Animals are not supposed to be dyed pink or have bits cut off or have their... And one of the other things that's really cruel is having a cat declawed, only for your benefit, not for the cat's benefit. And that's really bad because they may get into a fight and the claws are the way they would protect themselves. Take away their claws, that's it, they can't protect themselves. That's a really cruel thing to do. Declaw a cat for your benefit. Of course, years ago, in circuses and things like that, look at cats, larger cats, they used to take their teeth out. They used to have their teeth removed so that they could perform in circuses. Dreadful. What a dreadful thing to do to another being. Joseph had 3 cats. They were all put to sleep within 1 year of each other. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Horrible. I had 3 cats over a period of time. I had 3 at one point, which when I used to get home from work, they must have heard me coming. They all come out and there's cat flap to meet me. Oh, we love them. We love them. Right, so let's do one more story and then I think we'll do the raffle tickets. On a slightly serious note, this vaping thing. Now, we keep hearing stories now about people that are being damaged with vaping. When vaping first came, you remember when most of you will remember that. There was no vaping, 10 years ago. So a relatively new thing. Oh, let's all go vaping. It's much better than smoking cigarettes. But more recently, in the last 4 months or so, we keep hearing bad things about vaping. And people who do vaping are a bit like smokers. They don't want to hear the story of what people have said. I know, oh, well, it's like the old story, you know, my nan's been smoking for 70 years and she didn't get lung cancer. Well, in that case, she's very, very lucky. Don't mean it's going to be the same for you. Does it? The vaping people are very similar to that. They won't have anything bad. They've decided in their mind that vaping is not going to damage them. Okay, well, if you want to believe that, then fine. Carry on doing it. It's a bit like being overweight. You know, if you're overweight and you're happy with it, fine, it's no problem. That's great. Don't care what you look like. What about your health, though? Oh, well, so-and-so was 25 stone. They lived until they were 80 years old and all that business. Well, they were lucky then. You know that being overweight causes problems. It does. I've lost 5 pounds over the last couple of weeks. And already my asthma has improved vastly. My acid reflux, completely stopped now. I haven't had that for 2 weeks. Since I started on it. The day after, it stopped. And other things, the cancer and all this, that and the other, all due to being overweight. And don't be sitting there saying, oh, the doctors don't know what they're talking about. Well, why would they say it then in the first place? In the Daily Mirror, this boy, 16 years old, Ewan Fisher, admitted to A&E after becoming seriously unwell, and doctors believe he suffered an immune response to a chemical in e-cigarette fluid. Now, I must admit, I've seen lots of people smoking this stuff, all various different smells and flavours. I think they pour something into a little holder thing and that heats it up. I think that's how it works. I've never done it myself. The Daily Mirror says they're often portrayed as healthier alternatives to smoking, but a new study highlights the dangers of vaping. Ewan Fisher has suffered a catastrophic respiratory failure thought to have been caused by vaping, as detailed in a new case study. The 18-year-old, it's only 18 years old, Brit was admitted to A&E in Nottingham University Hospital's NHS Trust around 2.5 years ago and became seriously unwell. He was treated for hypersensitivity pneumonitis, which it says it's called HP, a type of allergic reaction to something breathed in, which results in inflammation of the lung tissue. The boy became so ill, he was put on a type of life support, which is an exterior artificial lung that puts oxygen into the blood and pumps it around the body. Now, I don't think that's an iron lung. Those iron lungs, although of course they save people's lives, and perhaps I don't know really where you'd use an iron lung. I remember when my mum, just before I lost my mum, and I, talking to the doctor, and he took me aside and told me, this is quite serious and all that business. And I said, is there anything you can do? And my mum couldn't see me talking to the doctor. And the doctor said, well, we can put her in the iron lung, and that would buy us a bit of time so we can have a little bit further, but I don't think we're going to find anything. Okay, well, what's the iron lung? And he said, it's that over there. Well, I looked at this thing, this great big machine, and literally you are clamped in this thing. And I took one look at that and I said, no, you're not putting her in that. I mean, can you just imagine the fear you would have, knowing that was a good chance you were never coming out of that iron lung? Or what is the point of that, eh? All that worry, that would worry the lot. I'd rather go to sleep. Just go to sleep and then that's it. To actually be laying in unless, of course, they say to you, well, you need to go in the iron lung. You'll be in there for no more than 3, 4, 5 days, 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever it is, after which time you will be coming out of it. But no, they couldn't say that to me. Maybe we can have a little bit further, but we think it's this. No, absolute no point. The fear you must have laying in an iron lung, I cannot believe. Plus, I think I'm a little bit claustrophobic myself. My mum certainly was. She wouldn't even get in the lift. Honestly, my mum wouldn't get in a lift. Anyway, the story goes on. This boy was vaping for about 4 or 5 months before I got ill. I'd say I was vaping about a normal amount. I don't know what a normal amount of vaping is. 10 to 15 times a day. Oh, I suppose that's like... I mean, what's a normal smoker? Smoke. Some people smoke 2 cigarettes a day. Some 10. Some 60, don't they? So I don't know what normal would be. It said, beforehand, I'd been a smoker on 13 or 14 cigarettes a day. Then I switched to vaping, but ultimately I wanted to get off both of them. I switched to vaping because I thought it would be healthier, and I was really into my boxing at the time, so I wanted to feel fit. In the run-up going to the hospital, I had a choking cough and I was struggling to breathe. My mum was really worried and took me to the Queen's Medical Centre. I was really struggling to breathe and they rushed me to a side ward and put cannulas in me, and it went downhill from there. I ended up in intensive care and needed 2 forms of life support. I almost died. He needed to be on some sort of machine, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. And perhaps we've got 1 or 2 nurses or doctors watching this, I don't know. But I was sedated for that, so I don't remember much about it. And there's a picture of him, and he looks all right now. The teen's vital organs failed. Oh my gosh. Doctor said the previously well young person presented with a catastrophic respiratory illness which puts his life in danger. They also said the trigger was likely to have been an immune response to a chemical in e-cigarette fluid, and that important lessons may be learnt there. So, I mean, you see, and I always thought when this vaping come along, oh, this is safe, and I thought, no, how do you know that? It's only just started, and it's turning out now that it's not as safe as we thought. Maybe in years to come I hope not. The amount of people that used to even now get cancer due to smoking. But at the time, when all these things were advertised before I was alive in the 60s, smoking was advised by doctors to lose weight and things like that. Maybe the same thing will happen with vaping, because it can't be normal to breathe in something like that. Just the same as it's not normal to be walking around in a city breathing in those car fumes. Just awful, isn't it? Awful. Okay, hold on to your messages. I'll just get to the end here and then we'll do today's raffle tickets. Okay. Mandy, it's when they're vaping in the cars. It's like being stuck behind Thomas the Tank Engine. Doot, doot. And it's also known as the popcorn lung. Yes, I mean, the clouds of smoke that come out of those vaping things have to be seen to be believed. We never got clouds of smoke off normal cigarettes. I mean, honestly. It is. It's like you can't see through the damn stuff. LaBelle, look, who am I to stop someone for killing themselves with chemicals? If that's the way they want to go, let my demise be a natural cause, please. Yeah, absolutely. Mikey, all these snowflakes telling us what's good for us. Don't smoke, don't vape, don't eat this, don't eat that. I'll decide what's good for me. Thank you. Yvonne, we've done that one, haven't we? We've done cats. Let's have a look there. John, I smoked 10 menthol cigarettes a day and my lung collapsed. Wow, I was in hospital for 3 weeks. So glad I've stopped 7 years ago. I smoked cigarettes 30 years ago. I gave up. Yeah, I gave up. I used to smoke a lot at work when I was DJing. I'd get for a whole packet of cigarettes when I was DJing. Yes, Mark, yeah, a long time ago now. So I gave up, 30 years ago. Got to be 30 years now, I gave up. All right, hello to George. George, you obviously weren't there yesterday. It's amazing the amount of people say, did you get my message, like 2 shows later? I done that for you yesterday, but you weren't there, George. No one was there. Weren't there. Done it already. Right. Hang on. Let me pull some raffle tickets out here. Good morning. Is Roy the boy there? Good morning, Roy. Morning, Roy. A little of what you fancy does you good. In that case, I'm going to go and get a jam donut today. Not one with a hole. Thank you. Not one with a hole. That's the other thing. Sometimes people, like you put up your notes and things like today's show is at so and so, or bingo tonight is at 8 o'clock, and then you've got a private message from someone. What time's the bingo? Well, didn't you see the wall? Didn't you see it? Right, bingo ticket time. Oh, sorry, not bingo ticket. Raffle ticket time. Who wants a raffle ticket? Now, the next raffle will be Monday week. So not next Monday, the Monday after, okay, because of my holiday. John Aitken. Oh, you got the first ticket this morning, John. Thank you. Number 14 for John Aitken. We're on blue tickets now. 14 for John Aitken. Oh, gosh. Where's that gone now? John... Martin, number 15. Well, where's that gone now? I missed anyone out there. No, Michael Pullman. Michael Pullman, number 16. Please say ticket, please, if you want one, my darlings, all right? Michael Pullman, number 16. Yvonne Lemon, number 17. Number 18 for Bandy Davenport. Number 19 for Mike Responto. Number 24. Scrolling down the river. Jason Hughes, number 20. Anyone got the post yet? Anyone got the post yet? Anyone got pens or anything in the post yet? It's always very exciting. I find it very exciting the fact that you're getting something through the post, even though I'm not getting anything. Mikey Mike, Jason Hughes, Roy the Boy. He's back off his holiday from Mexico. Roy the Boy, number 21 for you, sir. Number 22 for Mr. Brenda from Bristol. 23 for Tony King. 24 for Mark Bowles. Have you won, Mark? You won. You haven't actually won from me, have you? I can't remember now. You won one of Martin's, didn't you? Mark Bowles. Number 25 for Sean Pye. 26 for Fran Green. 27, Colin Kay. 28, Diane Jebb. 29. Good morning, Lou. Lou Reaction, brand new to the channel. Welcome along to the show, Lou. It's just a little bit of fun that we do most mornings. I'll be here tomorrow morning, but not after that for a week because I'm going away. So welcome to our little show, Lou. Whereabouts are you in the world? Do let us know. George Bond, 29. George, I haven't got the text now, mate. Have a look on yesterday's show and you'll find it on there. All right, once I've done it, I delete the text. I save onto the messages, I'm afraid, okay? Paul and Lou, number 30. 31 is LaBelle. Oh, hang on. That's just jumped up there. You say the same thing every time, LaBelle. There's a few people on there that say, I'll have one, but I never win. Well, if you don't get one, you will never win. So keep asking. I'm sure you'll win eventually. LaBelle, 31. LaBelle, 31. Claire, 32. Oh, you're still there, Claire. Claire's 32. Dizzy Dye. Dizzy Dye. Okay. Dizzy Dye, that's a good name. Dye. Don't forget, the next raffle will be Monday week, not next week, the week after, because I'm away, okay? Dizzy Dye gets number 33. Joanna, 34. Joanna's hanging around hoping for a song at some point, aren't you? Adrian, 35. Another load of tickets tomorrow in tomorrow's show. Remember, gang. All right. Joanna, number 23rd. So that was, who was that now? Adrian, Yvonne. Okay. My bum PayPal. We're talking to each other there. That's it. Amelia's still there. Of course you are, darling. That's all right, my love. Right, Amelia Dodd, 36. Is that 36 there? Is that it? I think that's it. Hang on. 36 Amelia. Amelia Dodd, and I think I'm at the end of the list. Okay. Right, so, my dear boys and girls, if I've missed you out, please speak now. Please speak now if I've missed you out. Joey Millen, 37. Nothing on the text this morning. Nope, 37 for... Who was that now? Joey Millen. So there's your tickets for today. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now, boys and girls. And once again, the next raffle will be Monday week. So that will be Monday the 25th. Gosh, it's that far. Oh, my God. Look at that. 25th will be our next raffle. And there's only 4 weeks to Christmas, isn't it? Monday the 25th will be the next raffle. So we'll give out more raffle tickets tomorrow. Then I'm away for a week. And then we give out more raffle tickets Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we're back on the 25th, okay? And that's how that will work, my dears. Okie dokes, I think I've done everyone's raffle ticket, haven't I? What's the time? 11 o'clock? What have we got? Okay, let's do today's birthdays. It's birthday time, gang. Now, who else has a birthday somewhere? Someone, was it George Bond? George, if you just type up your message there now, and I can do that with these birthdays. All right, George? So type up your message there now, and I'll read it out with these. Be nice and quick, because I'll get to these. And I haven't got my birthday music ready. Get that up there. Happy birthday. Oh, hang on a minute. Have we got any birthdays today? I'm not sure if there's any birthdays. 1 minute. Where's my birthday list gone? Oh, how strange. I've got no birthday list there. Maybe there are no birthdays today. Who knows? Let's go. Oh, yes, there they are. Well, they didn't come up in a normal place. Birthday time. 47 years old today. A very good morning to Joan Dunbar. She used to come to the Golden Lion karaoke. Sometimes she comes to Central Station. Good morning, Joan. A big happy birthday to you, my darling. Thomas James. Good morning, Thomas. Happy birthday, Thomas. Ferenc Collins. Good morning, Ferenc. Hope I've said that name all right. Happy birthday to you. Lucas Silver today is 29 years old. Happy birthday, Lucas. Jenbu Fidai, I think it is. Good morning, Jenbu. Happy birthday to you. Jeffrey French. Good morning, Jeffrey. Are you still doing the quiz at the Mayflower? He's in Canada. You were doing a film. Did that kind of stop happening, did it? I guess that didn't happen, did it? Jeffrey French, happy birthday. Kyle Keane is 31 years old today. Happy birthday, Kyle. Samantha Warren, 34 years old today. And finally, Joshua Melendez is 54 years old today. Is George is not there, is he? Oh, well. I can't see George there, so not there. All right, so happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. They are. And there's my sister asking for a bingo ticket. Shaz Butler. Shaz B is ticket number 38. Lots of people wishing happy birthday. LaBelle's done her Christmas shopping already. Really? Gosh. You're way ahead of us, aren't you? Mick mentioning that it's not his birthday. Yvonne, John, Mick, Amelia. Look, everyone wishing happy birthday to people. That's nice. That's nice. There we go. Fran as well there. Mark. Look, Sean. Isn't it nice? Everyone wishing happy birthday. Jason. Good. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks so much for joining us, gang. Hopefully be with you around about the same time, maybe a little bit earlier, tomorrow morning. Okay? Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.